on Hello Darlink, I will be speaking to media personality and celebrity dancer Carmelo Pizzino. Carmelo shot to fame in 2006, making his Dancing with the Stars debut. With 35 years of dance experience, Carmelo is a world #1 title holder. Today, Carmelo will share stories from behind the scenes of the glamorous world of competition dancing, and for the very first time, his own journey with depression. Hello, darling. Welcome to the Hello Darling talk show.
Hello, darling. Mwah.
Cheers. How are you today?
Good. A bit nervous.
Well, Carmelo, darling.
But I'm better now. So.
How old were you and how did you start dancing?
I was 5 years old when I started dancing, and to tell you the truth, Barbara, I absolutely hated it.
Wow.
Yes, absolutely hated it. So my parents got me into dancing to basically learn how to treat women properly and for discipline. So they used to drop me off every Tuesday and Thursday. I was 5 years old, outside the studio, and they said to me, "You don't have to go in, but we're not taking you home."
Wow.
So they would leave me out on the street, and it took me 6 months to go inside.
And then?
And they had, like, that's pretty dangerous, really. You're leaving a 5-year-old out on the street. When it rained, I used to sleep in my teacher's car. But then slowly, after 6 months, I went in and I sat and I watched and then held the girl's hand and went to a dancing competition when I was 6 years old and won a trophy.
Yes.
And then I was like, that's what I want to do.
Turning point. So we forgive your parents now.
Exactly.
So when did you decide you're going to do it as a profession, dancing?
I got to an age, I was about 13, 14. I was #1 in Australia. My coaches in Australia said, "Look, we've done what we can for your son. If you want him to progress, he needs to go to London and learn." Because London was the hub of dancing. So at the age of 14, I packed up my bags and moved to London by myself.
Incredible.
And boarded with another family, and I trained and represented Australia for the next 15 years.
What a fantastic experience, huh? International experience.
It was.
You met people from all over the world?
I wasn't very young, so I got myself into a lot of trouble.
Of course, but at least in a nice place like London,
Exactly.
Best place to get in trouble. Carmelo, darling, you are the world #1 title holder.
Yes.
Tell the viewers about this achievement.
Look, one of the biggest achievements is the British Championships. So it's bigger than a world championship. In the 90-year history, I think only five Australians have this title. So it is a great honour. Winning the prize is great, but a lot of hard work, the discipline.
Of course.
And when you do ballroom dancing, it's not only you have to be the best, you also have to work on a partnership because there is two of you. There is two of you. And it's like imagine being married when you're a teenager. You travel together, you live together, you train together.
Yeah.
And so to win that title was an amazing achievement, but there was a lot of hard work and discipline. The trainers were very tough. Like whenever we won, we were always told, you had a good judge. You've had a standing ovation. You had a good crowd. So we were always told we could always do better.
Has it changed the coaching techniques today? I mean,
no,
is the pressure different?
The pressure is getting harder now. The pressure is getting harder, and I think that's when the insecurity started to come in, because what we do is very hard. I'm judged on personal opinion. It's not about crossing the line first or I jumped the longest. I have 12 judges there judging me on personal opinion. So it's not saying how do you judge art. It is a sport, but I'm not finishing the line first.
Of course. And you have danced with so many celebrities, and the special memories and the highlights and the gossip.
Yeah, look, I think I've been one of the most luckiest men in dancing. I have danced with some of those beautiful women, and I have created some of the most amazing friendships. I've been on the show almost 10 series now, and for me it's never been about if they can dance. It's about the dedication and working together. You can have these young ones who can dance and that, but there's no passion there. There's no
It's no passion. There's no
You know,
drive.
you need to have
Yes.
that connection, and I don't expect my dance partners who I get partnered up with on the show to dance. If they give me 110% and we do our best
Yes.
on the night,
The magic happens.
that's all I want.
And talking about magic, you just gave a mesmerizing performance at the Men in Black Ball
Yes.
in support of men's mental health.
Great night.
And now I'm going a little bit to other direction. And you spoke on the night about behind the scenes and about your actual experience with depression. And thank you for sharing this on the night and sharing today on Hello Darlink. Carmelo, darling, tell me, when did you decide on, or why did you decide to share it for the first time?
I think I really decided to share this because of my profile, and people see me on the show, and I'm very happy, and they see the dancing me. I was getting a lot of messages from adults, young kids, teenagers, every day saying, "You're the luckiest man in the world. I wish I had your life. If I could live your life for one day." And like I said before, they're just seeing the end product. Behind all those smiles and the mirror balls and diamantes, there's a little loneliness, a lot of darkness, and that's what they don't see. You know, you're seeing the 3-4 yeses I've got, but you haven't seen the thousands of rejections and no's. You're not good enough. You're not going to make it. They didn't see that. So they're just seeing the end. And I just want to make it clear to these young people that thought I had this perfect life, that, you know what, life isn't perfect. We all have challenges, everyone. Life is different now. Life is hard.
Carmelo, darling, but when did you realize first time that you actually had depression?
I think I've always had a lot of people around me, but I always felt very lonely and isolated. There were times when, you know, I'd be on the floor and I wouldn't want to get up, and then 5 minutes later I'm performing in front of 2,000 people. I knew that there was something wrong there. Every factor in my life, I couldn't find a positive. I couldn't see a light at the end of the tunnel. And I felt like I had to be the people that people saw up on TV. The happy, the big, you know, man, and that wasn't me. That's my performing, that's who I am when I perform.
And did you try to seek help? Did you find a way to turn things around for yourself? Of course.
No.
No?
More I didn't try to seek. I made out as if I didn't have a problem.
Of course.
The more depressed I got, the more happier I became around people.
Yes.
The darker I was inside, the happier I was around people, and more, you know, I made sure that no one would find out, because even I was scared of it, thinking it would go away, or I could manage it, or I'm just going through a phase. But then these phases got longer and longer and longer.
And the worst day of your life, the culmination of it?
Look, I got to a point where there was, like I said, you feel isolated. I've never understood suicide. Never. I never understood how someone could commit suicide, how you could do it, how you could do it to your family. But there was a day, you know. There were a few times, and I actually understood.
And you were thinking about it?
I thought about it. The first time, I was so alone. I didn't want to. You don't want to tell. Sometimes you feel like you can't tell your friends and family because you don't want to let them down. You're a failure. I was scared of my work. You know, what if people found out? So I remember it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I used to ring the ambulance.
Really?
And not tell them I was feeling this way. It was just to have someone there that wasn't connected and who'll just listen. And then I realised it was costing me, you know, $900 a pop every time they came over.
Wow. Yeah.
I did, to be honest, I did that about 3 times. And this is just last year. And then I carried on and kept smiling. And then it came to one day where I thought I couldn't see. I don't like watching myself back on TV, because all I see is a smile and this big happy person, and that is who I am. Like, I love life, but I just had isolated myself from everyone. That I said, today's the day. I can't take this anymore.
And what helped you to turn?
Because when you don't talk, you start creating more problems in your head. You try to figure out solutions, but the problem gets worse because you're creating more scenarios in your head. And it's when you have this, and I could see my mum frustrated, like she knew something was wrong, but she didn't know what was wrong. People around me knew that they just thought I was having a bad day, or and yeah, and there came one day that I went to go and do it, and I rang my mum just to hear her voice.
And it brought you back?
And I just said to her,
You said to her, you okay? Yes?
thank God for champagne. I just said to her, you need to get here now.
Good. Good, great. Great, Carmelo. That was the best phone call of your
I
life.
sat in the same spot for 12 hours that day. It was a grand final. I remember the West Coast Eagles were playing. I could hear the streets. I sat in the same spot from 7 o'clock in the morning. I didn't move. I didn't have my phone, and just sat there staring, thinking. And it took me 12 hours. And I could hear all the parties on the street, people cheering, and come on the Eagles. And I just went to ring my mum just to hear her voice, and I said, get here now.
Great, Carmelo. I think that it's every mom's dream to be able to help someone this way one day if it's necessary. Now, sharing your story today, thank you, with us, with viewers, with many Black Ball public. You know how you're helping others, huh?
Yeah.
It's really invaluable what you're doing, Carmelo. And I think, please tell me, but the decision of making this now, being open about it, weighs some kind of a weight from your shoulders? Takes some weight off your shoulders?
Do you know what it was? As soon as I told someone, it took all this pressure off me. I could become myself. I could stop pretending.
That's right.
I could stop pretending. I could take off this mask, and if I was having a bad day, I would tell my friends, because it's so important to, and that's what I want people to know, that whatever the problem is, whether it's right or wrong, there's someone there that can solve your problem. Every single problem can be solved.
Beautiful. Yes.
But if you don't tell anyone, you can't fix it.
If you live your fears, you won't live your life.
Yeah. And our mind is so strong that we can create such fear and darkness in our heads, and that's why I think people, that's why I was thought about suicide, because in your head it's like there's no way out. The pain is hurt. No one understands you. When you speak, it's like you're speaking another language. And you can have 1,001 people around you, but it's like you're all by yourself. If people don't understand, you need to reach out, and people need to take action. I think in this world we live on our phones, and I get angry. We think we come together and help by just changing our profile picture and putting a flag on there or putting a you know, we're with you, and that's not helping.
That's not the way.
That's not
That's
helping.
not the way.
You know, by changing your picture on your profile picture, it's not that you need to physically. And don't just assume because someone's happy
That's right.
that they're okay. Don't send a text message saying you're okay. We need to start talking again.
That's right.
Having conversations with each other.
That's right.
Not communicating through phones and text messages, because we all interpret things differently.
So, darling, you definitely think that dancing can heal people, and
Yes.
the magic of it, like magic of music, yes?
Music,
Yes.
dancing, connect, and with ballroom and Latin, you're dancing with someone.
Yes.
You know, you're connecting, and this is the thing. I think, you know, again, with all this technology, we disconnect from each other, and when you dance, you have to hold and touch and look at each other and talk to someone in the eyes, and we don't do that much anymore.
Carmelo, any other message to viewers that are looking up to us, to you, to the interview, to yourself? Last message that you would want them to take home from our interview today?
My big message is, don't be scared. If you don't have family to speak to, if you don't have friends to speak to, we have resources out there. We've got
Yes.
Lifeline, we've got Beyond Blue. You know, send me a message.
Yes.
Tell someone.
Yes.
Tell a stranger. Because once you tell someone, it's out of here.
Beautiful.
And we can, everything, we can solve everything.
Darling, thank you so much for being on Hello Darling. Thank you for sharing this incredible story with me, with the viewers, and with everyone out there. And I'm looking forward to the next dance. Yes?
Yeah, of course.
And we have more champagne coming.
Finish mine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.